Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're all doing really well. As always, welcome to the channel, and today we're going to be reading some of your unpopular musical opinions. So before we go into all of this, I just want to go in with the idea of this is supposed to be a lot of fun. The idea is not supposed to sit around and hate on a load of bands and, have a video that's laced with malice and spite. Because we've all got those genres of music or bands or whatever it is, or something about music that we seem to love and other people seem to hate, or vice versa. There's other bands out there that people seem to absolutely love, but we just don't seem to get it ourselves. So let's have fun with this and let's get into it. So I thought I would just start off with one of mine before we go into everything. I've got everybody's opinions right here printed off, but my one to get everything rolling is that I don't like AC/DC, and that is it. I appreciate what they did for the time. I appreciate they inspired a whole load of guitar players and musicians going forward, but there's just something about that band that when I listen to it, it's just like, oof. Yeah, so there you go. There's one of mine. Right, okay, enough about me. Let's go through you guys' comments. Okay, number one. Trivium and Bullet for My Valentine are the best metalcore bands in my opinion. That's a positive one. I don't think you're alone there on that one. Personally, I'm not sure that's really an unpopular opinion, because a lot of you guys who are on my channel found me through doing Bullet for My Valentine stuff, so I guess you guys are a lot of Bullet fans on here. And Trivium, I don't like Trivium, so there's another unpopular opinion, but loads of you guys seem to love Trivium, and when I bought that 7-string a while ago and then I sold it, everybody was commenting straight away going, yeah, Trivium covers, and I was like, yeah, or not. Because, yeah, I just don't like that band. I appreciate them, though. I get it. I 100% get it. Okay, next one. James Hetfield is greater than Dave Mustaine. Yeah, okay. As a rhythm guitar player and a singer, I guess so. But Dave's got it down when it comes to leads, I suppose. But that's your opinion. Okay, next one. Really intricate rhythm playing always impressed me more than lead playing. Yeah, 100%. I've got far more respect for anybody who can hold a good rhythm section down, rather than somebody who's just, shredding all over the neck. For me, over the years, I've always struggled with like tight metal guitar rhythms and stuff like that. I put a shed ton of effort into trying to be the best rhythm guitar player I can possibly be, and that interests me far more than being able to shred basically up and down the neck. And at the end of the day, a guitar solo is only as good as the rhythm section that is underneath it. Solos and leads without a good rhythm section underneath is like trying to paint without a canvas. Yeah, you might have all these fantastic colors and stuff like that, but without a canvas to paint on, it's meaningless. Okay, next. I don't get the hype about Sleep Token. Almost fell asleep when I saw them in January. Yeah, I've heard a few people say that. I haven't listened to the band enough to be able to judge properly, but from what I've seen, they're kind of like a Marmite thing. Like, they've either got like super fans who are like really, really into them and like the best thing that's happened to music in the last decade, or people are just like, yeah, it's really boring. So let me know what you guys think on that one, but I've seen both sides of the coin on that one. Next one. Megadeth is boring. False. Okay, no, I get it. I 100% get it. New Megadeth, maybe, but old school Megadeth, I still find really interesting, I suppose. And then Endgame, that album, I think is absolutely incredible. It might not be like the most desirable Megadeth lineup, but I think the guitar tone on that album is just crushing. There's some really good songs on there. So the next one, Load is a masterpiece. Yeah, I 100% agree. At the time, the metalheads coming off the back of the Black Album, although I guess a lot of people didn't really like the Black Album, but, all those guys who loved them up until that period, to come off an album like that, which had so much weight to it, I can imagine they were mortified when the next album came out with the new logo and a strange album artwork. Yeah, and the first track on it has got like slide guitar and stuff like that. I can only imagine the disappointment. But for me, personally, I love Load and Reload. If you listen to the old podcast with me and Matt the Riffmaster, you'll have heard us talking about those albums quite a bit. They're really sort of underappreciated. However, having said that, coming forward now in recent times, just seeing on like YouTube feeds and stuff like that, I'm seeing loads of people are starting to really enjoy those albums, which is really cool to see. And for those of you who haven't listened to those albums, dig a little deeper on those albums, really get into the guts of them, and you'll find some really cool riffs. You'll find some really honest or lyricism, I should say. And yeah, there's a depth to those albums for sure. So if you're not listening to Load and Reload, you're missing out. Next, Bob Dylan. I love the way he wrote lyrics. Few songs today have meaningful words like Bob Dylan. I guess so. I mean, if you're a Dylan fan, I can't argue with that. I'm not so sure it's an unpopular opinion because he has a huge fan base, I guess. But yeah, cool. Okay, I do not enjoy Corey Taylor or Chester Bennington as vocalists. Ooh. You're entitled to your own opinion there. I reckon a lot of people would disagree with you, especially the Chester Bennington thing. Linkin Park have like so many fans. I'm not really a Linkin Park fan, but I know the people who are into Linkin Park. Dean Chester is one of like the best singers of all time. And then the Corey Taylor thing, I kind of get. So discovering Slipknot for me was like a huge thing. I'm a huge Slipknot fan. As a matter of fact, I'll go one further and say at one point when I was younger, Stone Sour was like my favorite band. But it just got to the point coming forward where I was hearing Corey's voice on like everything. Like he was just absolutely everywhere. And yeah, I don't know. I kind of just got a little bit sick of his voice a little bit. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love Corey Taylor. I love the way he sings. I love his screaming and all that stuff. Like Iowa is probably my favorite heavy metal record of all time. But yeah, I kind of get the Corey Taylor thing. He's not for everyone, but that's your opinion. Cool. Nothing wrong with that. Next, Chinese Democracy is my favorite Guns N' Roses album. Wow. I'm not really a GNR fan, so I can't really comment. I had that album on a couple of years ago. I tried to give it a couple of listens, and I know it's not the team. It's kind of like the Axl Rose solo project in a way. Lots of different musicians on there from what I've seen. But man, it was just nuts. It was just all over the place. It was just all these songs put together, and yeah, it was a little bit of a weird one. So you GNR fans, let me know what you think of that album. But there we go. Okay, next one. Are you for real? I like the snare on Saint Anger. Okay. I guess that's your opinion. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, what I will say about that is I loved Saint Anger when it came out, or when I started listening to it, which is when I was in my sort of late teens, in my real sort of angry phase, right? So, you know, what better album to sort of like match that, I guess, when it's just angry at the world, right? And for me at that point, I was so focused on guitar and vocals, I didn't really listen to the drums, so I didn't really sort of notice it, I guess. It's only in recent years, if I listen to it now, I'll go, yeah, that is a little bit strange, that drum sound. But I think that drum sound made that album. I think everything that made that album, if that makes sense, yeah. The down-tuned guitars, the rough production, very, very copy and paste. You know, you can hear how rough it is. The formula, you know, very sort of unedited vocals. It's very honest. So I guess, you know, if you were to go and change anything, it just wouldn't be what it is. And more people are starting to dig that album again, like Load and Reload, so that's cool to see. I agree with the AC/DC statement. Thank you. Thank you. It's not just me. Next, sweep picking is overrated. Yeah, that goes back into the rhythm is better than lead, 100%. I don't like sweeping. I don't enjoy doing it. I could probably put a load more time into it and get better at it. I do it when it's necessary for like a cover, but I'm not great at it. And I kind of got sick of it. You know, I think you guys will empathize with me on this one. You know, way back when, before the internet was like a huge thing with videos and content, you know, you'd get a video sent across to you of a guy who was like sweep picking at 300 BPM or something. It was incredible, right? But now you are literally one swipe away from opening your phone to seeing like 10 people in a row swiping down a feed doing sweep picking, and it's kind of like, yeah, okay, enough already, for me personally. Next one, I hate the Beatles. So did I for a very long time. It's only in recent years I've started to appreciate those guys as songwriters. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have popular music as it is today, I don't think. Or, certain bands probably wouldn't have been a thing. Oasis, I guess. I suppose that's typecast, but Oasis, they're very open with how influenced by the Beatles they are. But yeah, I think a lot of people hate the Beatles as well, so you're not alone there. Next, Tool are overrated. 100% agree. I find them incredibly boring, and yeah, just not for me. I agree with you 100%. Are you guys Tool fans? Let me know. They seem to be another sort of Marmite band. People like well into them, or just like, yeah, I absolutely can't stand them. Okay, roaring quickly gets irritating in metal. Okay, so I guess for people who are willing to give metal a go and not used to it, I guess that makes a lot of sense. But for those people who are into metal, I guess it kind of comes with the territory depending on what bands you're listening to. You're not going to find like screaming in Metallica and stuff, so I completely get that. As a matter of fact, it took me ages to sort of get into screaming and stuff like that, like with my progression of getting into like heavier bands and stuff. Next, Iron Maiden sucks balls. Yeah, I do not like Iron Maiden either. That is unpopular. That is massively unpopular. Loads of people love Iron Maiden. But yeah, I'm not into castles and dragons and history and stuff like that. And I get it. Like, without those guys, they kind of popularized the dual guitar harmony thing that we hear on Bullet My Valentine records or whatever it is. But yeah, I'm not into Maiden myself. Next one. I hate The Who. You are 100% entitled to that opinion. Another one, Tool is overrated and I can't stand Ghost. I think they are terrible. Yeah, agree with you on the Tool thing. And Ghost, again, a bit of a Marmite band. I have to be in the mood to listen to Ghost. They're a bit of a juxtaposition to their image. I remember when they came on the scene, I thought I'll go and listen to them. And what I heard wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting something way sort of heavier or whatever, but it sounds like Deep Purple and... like 70s rock, prog rock and 70s rock. So yeah, I don't think you're alone on that one. But yeah, I can take some Ghost. They've got some bangers. Square Hammer. I mean, that's like saying Metallica Enter Sandman. I know, but can't deny it. That's a great song. Next, your rhythm guitar playing is better than mine. That's the biggest fallacy I've seen all day out of all of these. Because you know who you are and your rhythm guitar playing is incredible, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. My playing pales compared to yours, in my opinion. Next, not sure if it's an unpopular opinion, but I think Judas Priest are better than Iron Maiden. I 100% agree. I love Judas Priest. I love Firepower, and I know that's not like proper Judas Priest. I think Painkiller is an incredible album front to back. But yeah, I much prefer Priest to Iron Maiden. There's just a little bit more like attitude, I guess, and I can see more parallels with Priest and the music I'm into now than with Iron Maiden. Next one, Oasis are overrated, especially when you're northern. Yeah, I guess it's if you're a northerner in the UK and you say, oh, I play guitar and I like music, people are going to be like, oh, you like Oasis then? It's like, yes, okay, that's typecast, Oasis, I can, it's only in recent years, believe it or not, I've started to appreciate. When I was younger, it was the antithesis of everything I stood for. It was just like, get away from me, But they've got some good songs. And being a guitar teacher, I teach quite a bit of Oasis, and not just Wonderwall, I might add. So yeah, teaching some of like the deeper cuts, or just other songs in general taught me to appreciate that band a little bit more. Next, Queen are overrated. I love Queen, personally, but I know a lot of people, it's sort of great against them. So again, you are entitled to that opinion. Five Finger Death Punch are underrated. Yeah, I suppose I've not given them too much of a chance, but I think I might have got roped into all like the typecast sort of stigma that's around that band, which is wrong. You should always go and see what you think, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Five Finger Death Punch. Let me know what you guys think. But that is your opinion, and you are 100% entitled to it. Okay, next, those were all Instagram responses that I had when I put the poll out. Next, moving on to YouTube. Last couple of ones here. 80s glam is overall better than grunge, although Alice in Chains kicks ass. Yeah, Alice in Chains are one of my favorite bands in the world. Like, if I was stuck on a desert island and they gave me like 3 bands to listen to, Alice in Chains would probably make the cut for me. Yeah, I absolutely love that band. And 80s glam metal is overall better than grunge. Yeah, I agree with that. I would rather listen to some Whitesnake or something like that than grunge. Personally, I'm not really a grunge fan. You know, and then there's the whole thing around like, oh, grunge killed music at the time, or like killed guitar solos and killed flashy production and stuff. So yeah, I don't think you're alone on that one. Although I don't know how many people would rather listen to 80s glam over grunge. That's an interesting one. Okay, next, Alice Cooper is the real Prince of Darkness. Well, that's divisive for sure, because I'm a huge Oz fan. Although a lot of you guys are huge Oz fans. But, you know, if you're not into Ozzy's music and you're like massively into Alice Cooper, he's kind of got the same appeal, I guess, of that sort of skulls, bats, and demons and imagery. So yeah, I get it. Next one, I've got too many. I'll keep it simple with Kate Bush is the best English musician of the last 50 years. Okay. I'm not going to argue with that. I'm sure there's many, many Kate Bush fans out there. You're entitled to that opinion, just like everybody else. Last one, Harry Styles rocks. What a great one to send everything off with. Whether there's any, you know, whether some people have just tried to be divisive here and satirical, I don't know. I'm not sure if you're serious there or not, but if you genuinely love Harry Styles, then fill your boots, man. Enjoy it. Play it loud. Play it in your car with the windows down, and let the world hear your love for Harry Styles. That's you're very much entitled to that opinion. There's more to music than just heavy metal, and because this is mainly a metal channel, you know, so that I know there's more to music than just drop C tuning and chugging and screaming. So if Harry Styles seems to sort of like tick that box for you outside of the realms of metal, if you're a metal fan, then good on you. Okay, and that's all of them. Consider our unpopular opinions purged and breathe, right? And it feels good to just sort of get it out there and do it in sort of like a fun way. I'll leave you with one more of mine as well. Jimi Hendrix, don't really like him. Again, absolute sacrilege for somebody who's a guitar player and a guitar teacher, you know. Obviously, I kind of have to be careful with these opinions when I'm on the job. You know, if somebody's a massive Hendrix fan, I'm not just going to, you know, go, oh, well, I hate that, I'm not teaching you that. You know, I kind of have to go, well, no, I appreciate this, you know. So there you go. There's the last one of mine. And that is the video. So I hope that was a bit of fun for you guys. Something a little bit different to shake things up rather than just guitar covers. And if you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit a like down the bottom. And of course, leave a comment if you've missed out on this, and letting me know and letting us, the world know as well, your unpopular opinions. So fire them down below. And if you want to see a part 2 and you want to do this again, let me know. If you like what you've seen today and you want to see more, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. And until the next video, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys. Peace.